Hello everyone, I'm Rupali Meshram. Today we are going to study Standard 5th Environmental Studies Part 2. The first part we had discussed about 1.1 History, a science that tells us about events in the past that we had seen today, that we had seen the past, present, future, and the science that tries to understand the past event that is called history. That concept we had seen in this topic. Today we are going to see the next topic, that is 1.2, the scientific method of history. In standard 3 and 4, as part of environmental studies, we have become acquainted with various sciences. The special characteristics of all these sciences is that their facts or evidence can be tested in experiments, which can be repeated anywhere, anytime. The method of using a number of different tests to determine whether the evidence is reliable is called the scientific method. Yes, the definition they had given, what is the meaning of scientific method? There are some special characteristics of all science, that is, the fact or evidence that can be repeatedly tested in experiments so that they can give the proof. So like this only, the method of using different tests to determine the reliability of evidence is called the scientific method. There are many things that happened since our birth that we may not know about. However, our grandparents or parents or others often tell us amusing stories of our childhood. Yes, many times we observe that our parents and grandparents, they tell us that when you were small, you was doing like this, you was dancing like this, you was singing like this, you said ABCD like this. So these are the stories which tells us the proof that when we was born, when we was child, at that time we were doing this type of activities. Those stories are part of their memory. However, when different people tell us about the same event, we find differences in their narrations. So as if you will see, if you will ask the childhood to your father, so he will narrate in a different way. If you will ask to your mother, she will narrate it in a different way. So each and every person's narration will be different. It makes us wonder which one is right. We need to examine the details of each narration carefully to decide the correctness of the fact. So what you will do in that situation, you will go to father and you will say that mother was saying that I was doing like this dance, and you were saying that I was doing in that way dance. So you will be confused that whether I was dancing properly or not, or which one is truth, whether my father is true or whether my mother is true. So to examine this, we want the third suggestion. So that is only when we examine the details of each narration carefully, that time we decide whether it is correct or whether it is not. It is not possible to conduct experiments to recreate the events that have happened in the past. Therefore, the method of presenting history is different from that of other sciences. Even so, history uses the scientific method at every stage, namely while looking for and collecting evidence, examining the evidence, and while putting it together when required. Help is also taken from other science. That is why history is considered to be a scientific discipline. History is not written slowly on the basis of imagination. So here it is not possible to conduct experiments to recreate the events that have happened in the past. So it is important. We cannot go back and we can observe that event. So for that to understand that event is actually happened, we need some proof. So that we have to learn history on the basis of events, or when we will have the proof. History is regarded as a scientific discipline because it uses scientific method while looking for the collection of evidence, examining the evidence, and also putting together all the evidence. Only by the imagination we cannot decide the history, or we cannot write the history. We require help is taken from other science. History is not written slowly on the basis of only imaginations. That I will imagine there was Shivaji Maharaj and I will draw a picture. No, this is not possible. When I will have the proof that at that time few years ago, 400 years ago, Shivaji Maharaj was working. So I want the proof whether he was working really or not. So this will decide that Shivaji Maharaj was there or not. So for how we can understand from any picture, from any material, from coins, this will help us to understand the concept of Shivaji Maharaj. Ancient objects, structures, sculptures, pots, coins, inscriptions, copper plates, books, manuscripts, traditional stories and songs remembered over many generations, etc., are the sources of history. So now, which will be the sources of history? So they had given you here few examples. Ancient objects. If you will talk about the story or events of Shivaji Maharaj, so what you will need? You need the coins which is related to Shivaji Maharaj. You need some letters which is written by Shivaji Maharaj or which is related to Shivaji Maharaj. Then only we can take or we can understand that what events had taken place during the period of Shivaji Maharaj. So from the few materials which helps us to understand the history, that are the materials here: ancient any objects, structures, sculptures, pots, coins, inscriptions. Here few they had given pots, different shape pots or designs that will tell us about the history. Coins, it will describe us that whether the coin is related to which king. Any a copper plate, here with the pointed reed, they are writing on this copper plate, they were printing on this copper plate. So this can be also a source of history. Now books and manuscripts. Yes, at that time many different peoples they were keeping the records to keep that records for the future generation. So this books and manuscripts can be also a sources of history. The sources of history are of the three types: material sources, written sources, oral sources, etc. So now we will try to understand what is the difference between material sources, written sources and oral sources. As they had given here, there are three sources of history, or we had divided the sources of history into three braces. First one is material sources, second one written sources, and third one is oral sources. So material sources will be as like pots, ancient objects, structures, sculptures, pots, coins. This will come under the material sources. So what will be the written sources? Inscriptions, copper plate, books, manuscripts. This all will be under the material sources, which is in the written form. Material means a object. The third source is oral source. So as in oral sources, traditional stories, traditional songs. So as from this traditional stories and traditional songs, which is passed on from orally from one generation to another generation, that will come under the oral sources. In previous time, in old time, maybe you had heard this all things from your grandparents, that in their village some people they were coming to tell the stories and or stories in the way of song as like kirtan. So that can be a oral source. As you had studied about the work of Sant in 4th standard, in that you had studied the Sant, they were moving from one place to another place to teach the teaching of God. So and they were using the method of song and other ways. So that is also one of the way to teach the people from orally. That is known as oral sources. Traditional stories and traditional songs. This will come under the oral sources. Okay. In order to find out what happened in the past and how it happened, evidence available from all these sources is collected and thoroughly examined to determine its reliability. Within the help of the evidence that stands these tests, past events are put in a proper sequence and a historical account is written. This is the scientific method. So as depending on the photographs, depending on the coins, depending on the objects, depending on the oral sources, written sources and material sources, by combining all these events, they create a story, they create an event, and then only it is counted in a history. And this is the scientific method known, which is to find out the history. So in this way we had completed 1.2. What points we had discussed, we will discuss once again. The special characteristics of all science, that is the fact of evidence can be repeatedly tested in experiments. The method of using different tests to determine the reliability of evidence is called the scientific methods. It is not possible to conduct experiments to recreate the events that have happened in the past, so as we have to learn history depending on the proofs. History is regarded as a scientific discipline because it uses scientific method while looking for the collecting evidence, examining the evidence and putting together evidence. These are the 3 steps. As we have to look after for the evidence, then we have to examine whether they are real or not, then we have to put the evidence into a sequence. This is the process of creating history. When required, we can take the help of science. We can make use of other chemicals that can tell us or they will it will help us to clean that material like coins or pots, so that we can get the clear image of pot or coin. So we take the help of science. The scientific method of science is used in history to find out history or to create the event of history. History is not written slowly on the basis of imagination, so as we need the proofs. Without a proof, we cannot write the history. History is not written on the basis of imagination. It needs proof, it needs evidence, then only the history is created. If I will say, yes, I was there in that village at before 5 years, so it is not confirmed that I was there. When the people will go there and they will ask about me, that time only it will be proof that I was there for last 5 years in that village. Like this, proofs are needed to create history. So again, history, the sources of history are as follows. Here, as they had given pots, coins, copper plate and books and manuscripts. These are the some sources of history. But the sources of history are also divided into 3 parts: material sources, written sources and oral sources. In material sources, which will be the things, ancient objects, structures, sculptures, pots, coins. This will be under material sources. In written sources, inscriptions, copper plates, books, manuscripts, this will be under written sources. In under oral sources, traditional stories, traditional songs, this will come under oral sources. These are the sources of history. So as in past events are put in a proper sequence and a historical account is written. So this is the method of writing history. So in this way, the second part we had completed, the scientific method of history. The third topic, history and us, we will discuss in next period. That's all for today. Thank you. Don't forget to subscribe my channel and press the bell icon for my latest notification. Thank you.